What's going on? My name is Cyrus and Ausar, and as normal, I'm bringing you another tip to help you in your life. Today's is 10 ways to practice positive self-talk. Let's start with number 1. Don't compare yourself. We got to get in this habit of not comparing our lives to others, especially when we look at social media, because we're comparing our real lives to somebody's fake life. And when we do that, they're never going to equate each other. Never going to equate each other. And what will happen is we'll start feeling negative about ourselves. In come the depressive thoughts, in come the suicidal thoughts, in come all these negative things because we're trying to compare our real lives to somebody's false life. Number 2, remove negativity. More so, I'm referring to people. We have people in our lives that always have something negative to say. Always. Always, they keep it right there in their back pocket. You know what? I want to do this with my life. Well, that's not going to work because it is. And this can come from our mom, dad, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, best friend, whatever. At times, we got to remove these people because they serve as a negative shield that can stop us from moving in the way that we want to move. We got to practice positive self-talk. And it's hard to do that when somebody is negative always in your ear. Number 3, practice positive affirmations. Say, I am great. I look in the mirror, and you can look in the mirror and be 2 feet away or 2 inches away. And you can say, I am great. I love myself. I am somebody. You can practice these things all the time. Even if you feel silly to yourself, imagine how you feel saying it aloud. If you can't even say it to yourself in your room by yourself, you won't say it publicly. You won't even feel that way publicly. So practice positive affirmations. Tell yourself you are great. Tell yourself you love yourself. Tell yourself all these things about yourself that is great. And do it 2 inches away from the mirror, or if you don't feel comfortable, do it 10 feet away from the mirror. But just look at yourself when you say it. Number 4, create an uplifting space. This is your household. When you wake up, in your room or whatever you have. You got a dorm, you got your house, you got your room, whatever you got. You create an uplifting space because these are the things we're going to see every single day, and it seeps into our subconscious. So when you wake up and you look at whatever poster you have on your wall, is it positive? Is it? Does it remind you how great you are? Or does it have a negative connotation to it? I've seen people have things on their wall where it be death and whole bunch of negative things that can be weight on you. Or is it positive? I say create an uplifting space because this affects our subconscious as well. These things we see constantly. We see them all day, every day. It starts to seep into our minds. So make sure whatever's seeping into your mind without you realizing it, that subconscious learning, make sure it's positive. So number 4 is key. Create an uplifting space. Let's go to 5. Don't dwell on the past. Leave it where it's at. I know that's a hard thing to do because we've been through trauma. We've been through a lot. And to say just leave it in the past is not simple. It's easy to say, but it's not easy to practice. So I'm saying don't dwell on the past because what will happen is we'll start having negative thoughts within ourselves. Man, I can't do this because I failed at this and nobody cared for me and nobody loves me because of this. And you know, you have all these expressions of self in a negative way because of the things that happened in the past that was not in alignment with the things you love. It was not in the alignment with the things you feel. It was just not in alignment with positivity. And since it was that way, you hold it on yourself from the past. Somebody said this about you. Now you embody it. You act like that is true because they said that you're stupid or you dumb or you fat or you ugly or whatever. So don't dwell on the things people have said or don't dwell on the negative things that have happened in your life. We got to practice positive self-talk, which brings me over to step 6. Practice gratitude or be grateful. Listen, I hate even saying this, but I always say it. People have committed suicide behind things you've overcame. That is the reality of our life. People have committed suicide behind the things you overcame. So we have to practice gratitude. We have to appreciate the fact that we are here to live another day, to achieve that goal we want to achieve, to make that step. So practice it. Be mindful of that. Love yourself and be grateful. I know it's difficult at times because we talk negatively to ourselves or we learn negativity, but you have to be careful about what you allow into your temple, the words that people say into who you are, because it'll make you forget to be grateful. It'll make you forget to be grateful about the life that you have. It'll make you forget to be grateful about the clothes on your back and the food that you have and all those things that you do have that other people don't have the luxury of having. You have life. That's what you need to be grateful for. Step 7, limit information online, more so social media. What can happen is this social media start throwing so much information at us, so much, and we start picking it up here. The politician said this, my friend said this is a death thing, we hear all this stuff all the time. And when it seeps into our brain, it affects us. You won't even realize that it's affecting you to the magnitude of what it is doing. But that's what happened to us all. So please limit it. Whether you need to block certain websites, whether you need to completely stay off of social media as far as Instagram or Facebook or whatever it is, if you realize it doesn't add any value to your life, then do that. If you feel like the negative information keep coming from the news, then limit that. Get in control of your life so you can practice positive self-talk and remove all those things like certain websites, etc. We just got to make sure we get those completely out of our face. Limit the information online. Make sure you don't pay attention to the news. Don't pay attention to none of that stuff if it affects you in a negative way, because you will not practice positive self-talk. Moving on to 8, speak positively to others. Let me say that again. Speak positively to others, even if they're not giving it to you. And I know you're going to say, well, why should I speak positively to others if they're not going to speak positively to me? Because you're your own person. You can't allow other people's behavior to affect you. We have to practice positive self-talk. And that's even towards other people, even when they always got something negative to say. Somebody always has something negative to say. Somebody can take the smallest thing in the wrong way. You can say, you know what, you look beautiful today. What, I ain't look beautiful yesterday? You're like, never mind. But don't allow those things to affect you because somebody is unwilling to accept your positivity. What will happen is you will naturally separate yourself from them. So allow yourself to naturally separate, because this is about you. You working on yourself. Practice positive self-talk. Speak positively to others, and you will see it come back around. Moving on to 9, focus on achieving a goal. Look at it from a simplistic standpoint. Even if it is, you know what, for this week, I'm going to tell myself I am great 10 times in the mirror at 7 a.m., 7 days in a row. I'm going to do practice positive affirmations, and I'm going to go ahead and make this my week. Every morning, 7 a.m., I'm going to mention to myself how great I am, how I am a lovely person, how I am blah, 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 whatever you want to say about yourself in a positive light. And you can make that your goal. And as you do that, you might say next week, you know what, I'm going to do it at 7 a.m. and I'm going to do it at 9 p.m. before I go to sleep. We keep ourselves in this mind frame. Moving on to the next is don't feel failure. These things happen. We all have setbacks in life. We all have things that we go through that makes it very difficult to even wake up the next day. We all go through it. All of us. All of us. But you cannot fear the failure. It's how we looking at the future and saying, well, I don't like the way that may come out, so I don't want to do it. I don't like this, and I don't know about this, I'm afraid, blah, blah, blah. But being afraid of something is going to keep you where you at. We have to explore this world. We have to explore it in the way that works for us. So going back to it, practice positive self-talk. You got the 10 ways that will really help you do that. And the last, like I said, is please don't fear failure. It's okay. If you say I want to set a goal and do 7 a.m., I'm about to tell myself how great I am 10 times at least before I start the rest, and you get to day 3 and you don't feel like doing it, and you wake up at 8 o'clock and you feel like a failure, then do it at 8 o'clock. It's okay. You can move at a pace that works for you. That is what this is about. So this is 10 ways to practice positive self-talk. Thank you for taking out the time to watch this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to get a shirt or a book or anything like that, you can do so in the description box below. Thank you once again.